Hey, it's Yoshi. Welcome to episode 2 of Heartofyoshi Notes Along the Journey. Today's tiny experiment is related to something that I've kind of been keeping in practice maybe for the last half year, maybe to a year. But each time I get on the phone call, if you have to make a phone call to get something done, and maybe there's some details that have to be you have to stand in your power in order to say, I need this clarified or whatever, you may end up seeing the person on the other end of the line more like the logo representative of that company. So we'll just put it like, say this is the logo of the company, and they I'm picturing things that I'm going to draw, and then it keeps turning into a different flag. So I was like, I'll just put a circle, and it looks like Japan. And then, like, we're doing this experiment. We're just going along with it. So say this logo was just unhappy company that you have to deal with, and you see that person as this robotic individual on the other side. You may get your back up, you may be stiff, you may not want to already talk to this person. But if you look at this person as a true person, it's just their job, right? They're just the person who's on the other end of the line doing their job, right? They got their headset on. They're just waiting to talk to you. They're a real person. And if you see them as a person and you picture them as a person, your frequency can rise so that the conversation is actually more relaxed, like talking to a friend, right? They're just a person showing up for their job. They're not a logo trying to make your telephone call horrible. They're just trying to get through their day. They've got several calls that they have to do. So if you see them as a person, it may help that interaction be more and more pleasant. We had to make several calls today. And then by the last call, we were howling on the call with it. Like it was just so down to earth. We still got what we needed. But when he was helping us book some appointments, we were asking what days were open. We were having fun with, oh, do you have Wednesday? Oh, no, only on this time. Well, that's the time we have an appointment on there. Oh, how about Thursday? And it just became pure joy. So on the one side for this little experiment, when you get on the phone with somebody, just see them as a person going to their job. The other thing that has happened on there, it's been interesting. Maybe I'll keep that on there and I'll draw. Again, we're experimenting. When you're going through the menu system and you have all these choices that you go on, once you get to your sub menu choice and you've been going through all these, you'll get to that point where it's like, oh, I'm finally talking to this person, and then you get put on hold. So you have to wait for a while on hold, and depending on the day, it could be longer, but you end up getting this hold music on there. And it seems like there's this one song that seems to show up on many telephone systems. And I think you'll recognize it where it's kind of like dun 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 dun, something like that, right? That song used to bug me because I was like, oh my god, here's this song again, and I gotta listen to this for like 25 minutes, sometimes longer. And one day I did a Shazam on it to find out what song was playing, and it showed, oh, this is opus number 1 by Tim Carlton. And I think it's listed Tim Carlton and also Derek Deal. But suddenly the hold music even had a personality, where it's just like, oh, the guys who are on this hold, it's actually a band, right? There's guys playing instruments and stuff, keyboards, but they're people. They're people. And now I see the hold music as people. And I saw even there was a video on YouTube of a group called Breaky Boy, I think, and they were playing that song, and I don't know if Breaky Boy is actually, it didn't look like the members were the actual Tim Carlton and everything, but they played that hold music song of opus number 1 at a live festival, and it said they played it for 45 minutes. So you're at a festival listening to the hold music, and I think the description was, I don't think we're going to get booked again at this festival. But that added even more lightness to something that is so boring and regimented. It allowed the hold. I was okay with it. And you could do other things while you're on hold, right? But the core of getting back to there's a person behind even the hold music. There's a person who made this structure, this menu. So even if you got to a point and you get hung up on, or you get returned to the main menu, like we did like 3 times, and we went to the main menu when we thought we were going to get to somebody. It's like the phone's ringing. Oh, it started back up here again. But somebody programmed it. So see the humanness behind every aspect of what can feel like a boring thing you have to do. And it may open you up to this reality that I can align with my frequency and still be myself. I was able to be Yoshi on the call. And isn't that what we all want to be? We just want to be more and more of ourselves in every situation. Because that's where your light shines. That light can affect another person. So, like I said, by the end of the call, we were howling. Like, you can have that type of communication if you allow yourself to see things, reframe things in a new way. Experiment with it on your next telephone call that you have to make. The hold music, the person who designed all this. It might surprise you that you can be yourself. What was that? That you can be yourself. I'll leave that with you. I'll see you in the next video. Love you so much.